26 is Sheffield Sex City. It's got quite a long opener, and I know the opener is not for everyone. It's kind of like a spoken word by Candida, but like I think it's great. And then it gets really invested in the song, and then when the proper song comes in, it hits you like a truck, and you're like, oh yes, this is something I'm really getting bored with. It's just got a great rhythm to it, and the sounds you're hearing, it really immerses you in the song, which is exactly what you want. 25 is I Spy, again, another one that a lot of people will want to see a lot higher, but for me, it's got a great tone, it's great atmosphere. Whatever it is, it's a good track. 24 is This Is Hardcore, a classic, dark, sexual, but also referencing the industry and that kind of stuff and the kind of way Jarvis was feeling at the time. 23 is Birds in Your Garden. This one bangs. This one really does. It starts off quite quiet and then it builds up, and the chorus is one of their best. It's a great track. It really gets you going, and it's got to be applauded for that. 22 is Feeling Called Love. Gets you invested, like I said, in the atmosphere of the track and the whispering and the kind of the tone of it and the darkness. It's ahead of its time in that sense, because you see some pop tracks and alternative pop tracks now are really lending into that style, and Feeling Called Love did it 20 plus years ago, and yeah, it's got to be commended for that. 21 Sorted Freeze and Wiz. I said it was overlooked and someone was like, oh, but it was second, so it got to number 2 in the charts, but yeah, I still think it's overlooked by Pulp fans because it's just exceptional. It's got the vibe of a festival to a T. It's got everything, and the like when you come down bit is so well done, and it's such a powerful moment, and it makes you think, it makes you go and at number 20 we have Countdown. This one, the electronic beat, it just really ties the track all together, and it's one you just want to listen to over and over and over again because you can't really get enough of it. 19 is OU, Gone Gone. This has probably the best minute of most Pulp tracks. There's a minute in it which were first verse and first chorus or whatever. That bit is ridiculously top tier, but then it kind of goes downhill a bit in the second half, and you're like, oh, this could have been so great, but instead it's great. 18 is Mile End. Some people would rate it higher, and I would see what they're getting at. I think it drags on a bit by the end, but the general rhythm of it with the synths playing, and it's hard not to love. 17 is Separations, telling one story of a breakup, and it's the two different sides are presented in very, very contrasting styles, and then they do a bit of a flip as time progresses. Well, not really a flip, they both just become sad, which is done so well, and the combination of the violin playing and Jarvis's vocals, it all just works amazingly together to create something unlike anything else, really. 16 is Deep Fried and Kelvin, one of Pulp's longer tracks, exceptional bass, guitar playing throughout the track. It really gives it an extra layer, and the lyrics are great. It's a kind of spoken wordy one, but it just works incredibly well, and it's one you just get into its vibe when you're listening to it, which is exceptional. 15 we have Sylvia, powerful, brilliant vocals, great story, well, not great story, good story. It's a story we've heard quite a bit before, is looking back on previous relationships and stuff, but this one, the peaks of it are ridiculous. 14 we have Joyriders, brilliant opener to one of Pulp's best albums. Can't really say much against it. It's just got that amazing bang, and it just kind of blows, and it just keeps on going with that pace from there, and it's really not one to be underestimated. 13 we have The Fear. Now when you're talking about openers, this is where you have to be. Exceptional vocals, it introduces you to the darkness of This Is Hardcore immediately, and you're like, wow. You're getting into something when you hear this track. Everything about it is just top tier. 12, we have Wicker Man. This one is from We Love Life, a very high point on We Love Life. It's, again, one of the longer style tracks, and they're just exceptional. And the way it explores his city growing up in Sheffield, and then it starts building out, and you kind of journeying out from the station where it starts, or the concrete channel behind the station, going out, following the river, and it gets lighter, and it gets more optimistic, and it gets more powerful as it's going out, and then it explodes out into the countryside, and he's describing everything around it. It just takes you there in a way that not many tracks can do. But even better than that is at 11, we have David's Last Summer. This one is exceptional. Really, really exceptional. Really, 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 really exceptional. It's a long track like some of the other ones we've spoken about, but the themes it explores here and the way it does it is just top tier. And it starts off happy and it's like kind of a teenage getting old. I like to think of it as like the last summer before everyone leaves to go to like uni or whatever colleges they go to or whatever. That's how I like to think about it. And it starts off very optimistic, and then as the summer kind of fades and it turns to autumn, it gets darker, and then it gets sad, and it's just a beautiful moment for all parties involved. Number 10 is Common People. I know, it's only at number 10. Some people will be like, oh, Common People's overrated, it should be lower. And some people are like, oh, Common People's the best thing we've done, it should be higher. But I think 10's a decent score for it because it is a classic. No one can deny that it's a classic. Like, even if you're one of the people that hates on it, if it comes on at a party, you're going to dance to it because it's a pop song at a party. You know, you've got to appreciate these things while they last. And yeah, it's just you know what it is. 9, Razzmatazz. This one, it was a bit higher when I started out doing this list. I've dropped it down a bit. It's just a classic, you know, 3 minutes something, you know, great guitar bits, great vocals. It's a fun little like breakup song, but like one with more energy. It's a fun one to listen to. It's very fun. 8, we have She's Dead. Again, this was higher up. It's kind of dropped down a bit. Brilliant moment from Separations. Really smashed it out of the park on this one. The sadness portrayed. The themes were like, oh, she's not really dead. She like faded away. Damn. You know, it's just something you could just get involved with, you know, get engrossed in. I would recommend this one to all, like most of his songs. But oh well. 7, we have Pencil Skirt. This one's overhated. Well, not overhated because I don't think many people hate it, but like it's amazing. I love the kind of the twisted morals of it. The lyrics are brilliant. Some of the best he's done. The way it like crescendos up to build, and so the way the instrumental works with the lyrics works perfectly. An amazing tune for sure. 6, we have Babies. Now this one really kind of steps it up a gear. It's a classic. Everyone knows it. It's got amazing bass line, quality guitar, you know, vocals, the story. Everyone knows the story. It's just such a well presented story in a song, and it's just what you want from a pop song. It's always one you can come back to and have a good time with. 5, Disco 2000. If I wanted to play someone a song to say, this is Pulp, this is what they sound like, listen to it, enjoy it, have a good time, you should listen to more of this band. This is probably one of the ones I would pick because it's just a classic. Guitar intro, perfect. The tone of it, everything. His like variety in his vocals. Oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. 4, Do You Remember the First Time? Again, we're talking about classic pop sound. This is it. Again, looking back on like teenage years, teenage ideas, teenage feelings, you know, you're not going to get much better than this one. You're just not. You're not going to get it. So I think it has to be applauded for that. It's just a great track. It's very well built together. It's very, very well done, very well executed. I can't really say too much about it, but it's not good. 3, we have Pink Glove. Now, this might be a bit controversial. Like, Billy, what are you doing? Why are you putting Pink Glove at number 3 out of 131? Because it's a great tune. It's just got a great sound to it. But I love the lyrics, how you can take it as one way. You can take it as him being in the right and this girl is in a relationship which she really doesn't enjoy, and she should get out of that because the guy she's with is not very pleasant. Or you could see it as he's just bitter because he is not part of said relationship and he is in the wrong and he should mind his own business in that sense. But the fact that it's morally grey really appeals to me, and it's a very smart song and it's really catchy as well. Number 2, Underwear. This, when you're talking about like pulp tracks that have a lot going for it, this is, oh boy, it's a classic. It's such a belter. You can belt it out wherever you are when it has this great energy to it when it's playing, and you can always just like sing along. But like you're singing along and it's not so dark, but it is pretty damn dark. Oh no, compared to Freaks, it's like white bread, you know, in terms of darkness. You know, like Freaks is a lot darker, but it's got a great like sense of unease and is bringing something quite normal, which is like hooking up into a night out, and it's really exploring the emotions of it and in a fantastic way. So without further ado, it's been ages. Where's the moment we've all been waiting for? Number 1, Life Must Be So Wonderful of Freaks. I know you're thinking, what is this hipster garbage? Why have you put Life Must Be So Wonderful at number 1? I will tell you why. There's not a single pop song which does the sadder, more dreary, more down and out not depressing, but yeah, kind of sound better than this one. The like monotoneness he delivers the like opening lines with, and the sheer gloom is exceptional. You're not going to find this on many other tracks, like period, like not even just Pulp. We're talking anything, you know. And then it kind of builds up, and he's exploring the kind of ideas where he's saying life must be so wonderful living here on your own. He doesn't mean it. Life is awful, you know. And it's just a very smart song, beautiful sounds, and probably some of the best vocals of his career. It's just, if you haven't listened to it, get on it, you know, get on it, because it hits so powerfully. And when I'm looking for a track that I think's the best, I can't overlook it. Like comparing it to the tracks below it, are they better? No, they're not. And yeah, you probably disagree with me. Let me know in the comments down below if you managed to make it this far. I'm probably gonna cut this down. I'm gonna be honest. I will cut this down because it's taken way too long to record. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please, let me know your thoughts on it. If you liked it, if you hate me now because of my opinions, or if you think I'm deluded, please just let me know. I would love that. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. That brings us to the end of this video. Goodbye.